Let's take a look at this diagram to help us understand how to use our new vocabulary words and how to identify angle measurements. The colors are really helpful in this diagram. So as you can see, we have two parallel lines. One is blue and one is black, and they are cut by a transversal line, which is red. Now, whenever that occurs, you get two intersections on a diagram. Both intersections are seen here and here, where I'm circling with my mouse. They kind of remind me of intersections when roads meet. Now, let's go color by color. The blue angles, right now, that say 120 degrees, those are called alternate exterior angles. They are on the outside of the parallel lines, and they're on opposite or alternate sides of the transversal line that I just highlighted with my mouse. So again, those are equal and congruent in measure. Those are alternate exterior. They're on the outside of the parallel lines. Now let's go to the orange. Same thing. The 60 degrees, the orange angles are also alternate exterior angles. Let's look at the red angles. Those are what we call alternate interior angles. They're on the inside of the parallel lines, but on the opposite side of the transversal. And here we have green angles. Here they're 60 degrees. Those are also another example of alternate interior angles. Okay, now we have more vocabulary we can review. If you take a look at my mouse where I'm hovering, we have a red 120-degree angle and a green 60-degree angle. These two angles that I'm pointing at, they add up to 180 degrees. They are on the inside of the parallel lines, and they're on the same side of the transversal. So those are called consecutive interior angles. Another example of that kind is on the other side, right here. Again, another set of consecutive interior angles. Going back to last week, where I'm pointing at right now, on the top of the first intersection, is just a 60-degree angle that's adjacent to a 120-degree angle. Okay, the blue and the orange angles, they add to 180. Those are supplementary. Again, we learned those last week. Just to review again, vertical angles are opposite of each other. So examples here would be the blue and the red angle in each intersection. They are vertical and they're congruent. Or the orange and the green. They're vertical and congruent. Okay. Lastly, I just want to show you a cool thing here. I can take this diagram and I can shift it. And what I want you to watch is how the blue colors stay the same. They're congruent measurements no matter where I have my transversal cutting through. And the orange stays the same, and the green stays the same, and the red stays the same. So we are proportionately changing and staying the same no matter how this transversal cuts through the parallel lines. I just thought that was kind of cool to show you because those angles will change with one another, but proportionally. Now, if I can go back to how I started, kind of tough to get it exact. Okay, well, that's close enough. Well, I started at 120 and 60, but I can't quite get it right this second. But one other thing I wanted to show you was a corresponding angle. Corresponding angle is where I am hovering with my mouse. It's the red color, 120.2 right here. And if you look at the first intersection up here, where it's also 120.2, that angle is exactly the same size and shape. They're actually in the same spot. If you look at the intersections as two separate intersections, it's like the top right angle on both intersections. So they are corresponding and they are congruent. Okay, that was one of the angle pairs that I forgot to mention before. Okay, hopefully this helped you a little bit more in understanding your new vocabulary words. And I will be available all week until Mr. Raz to answer any questions and to help you with your worksheets. Okay, have a great week, everyone. Let us know if you need help.